All right. Okay. Now we've got our. Oh, brother. Let me get in position here. We've got our little limb down the way we want it. We'll add the little cuts, gouge cuts, and V cuts later. Now let's go to our little bird. Now this little bird is small, and I think a lot of you may want to make it a lot bigger. In other words, she's very small, so I'm just going to start by. Now you won't, when you cut these out, you want the grain. Where's my pencil? You want the grain to be running this way. Okay? This is cut out of a 1/2 inch basswood, and you want the grain to be running this way, running toward the beak. Okay? And you be very careful like that. And basically, once we get the beak kind of done, well, then it's basically just sort of shaping the bird. Just shaping him. And of course the tail comes back. And we just basically begin to shape on all sides the little bird. Now he's small. He is small for this project. I'm not saying he's not. So you want to be very, very. Now you can make a bigger version so the bird can be a lot bigger. But I'm just making a very small version of him. Whoop. Tell you what, I don't like to take my glove off, but I may have to be able to handle this little bird. Sometimes see the very light cuts that I make? Very light cuts. It's just very hard for me to handle it with my glove because it's there we go. I'm gonna take my glove off. Now, I do not recommend this for a beginner. The problem is with me is my hands don't work as well as probably a young person does, and I have to remove my have to remove my glove so that I can hold this piece, because it is a small piece. See just how I just barely. This part underneath here is always the one that changes, just barely. See it? that. Okay, see that? We want to kind of shape the head like this. Kind of like that. See how I just barely take a little bit off? This is part of... Okay. When that wood grabs, you turn the other way. There are people arguing in Vietnamese across the street, so you hear that. Well, I'm out here, they're doing something, they're kind of yelling at, not yelling at one another, they're talking loud to one another. See? Okay. See, I'm just barely pushing that knife. See that? Now look at that, see? We're not going to be too contentious about how much detail. I can put some little wings in here, but we're not going to be, since he is such a small little bird. Look at that. See? See, like, of course we have to cut this in here so it will sit. Somewhere there. I wanna come even. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take my V-tool, and I'm just going to come from back here. Let me go this way with it. I'm going to just come from back here, if you see me, and make him a little wing. Okay. And I'm going to come from over here. And just make a little wing here. Let me take and remove a little wood from underneath there, so it kind of look like a wing. And from underneath here just a little bit. As I've told you, it's really hard for my hands to hold with a glove small stuff. It is very. Now this is not necessarily a beginner project. This can be a project for anyone. But this is a good beginner project for someone that wants to make maybe it more. Now, I want to take my V-tool and I want to make my beak. I'm going to take my knife here. There we go. Okay, I've made my little beak. I mean, it may be a little hard to see that. I'm sorry. There it is. There's our little beak. Okay. There's our little beak. And so he will sit just kind of on the like that. See? Okay. Now let's take our V-tool. Let's take our large gouge and let's just sort of give this some character. Be careful. And then take our little V-tool and give it some marks. Turn this over and there we go. Give it some marks down here. Go. See the, there's the gouge. See the little marks we kind of give it to. Now, let's kind of, this is going to be a little tough, but we'll do it. We want to be sure and put our arm back up against there, because and we don't want to put a lot of pressure because that is a thin I wouldn't use a large gouge on this area in here. It's just too, it's a little bit too rough. Just like that, see? I'm gonna hit it again. Want to be careful. You want to be careful. There we go. See? Just give it a little. We can take that bigger gouge and we can give it a kind of a up here. Give it kind of a tree look, just a little bit, or a limb look. And then the little bird fits up here. We just glue him. Now we can kind of make a little perch for him right in here, just sort of make that where it's kind of flat a little bit where he can fit. There he goes. He can sit up there like that, and we have got our little piece finished. In other words, see, the bird didn't take that long. It really didn't take that long to do him, and he looks okay. It doesn't have to be extremely you know. Now if you want to give him a couple of little feathers just with that V tool, you can do that, but it's not necessary. Do that. You can, on his little wings, you can hit it with the like that. But the little tail. All right. But do it real lightly if you're going to do it. Or you can use a wood burner or whatever and make some little things, but I'm not going to get into that right now. There you go. Look at that. Made a little bird sitting on the limb. And so we have this now. And okay. Well, that's our little project, and I hope that beginners and immediate carvers will try this little thing. You can get it. You can use it even bigger. This would be a wonderful little. Put it on a little stand. It'd be a wonderful little thing for somebody's kitchen or living room or whatever it is. But anyway, there you go. And that's our little piece. Okay, God bless you now.